Star of Bethlehem, Ancient Clues, Part 4. What you're looking at is a stone relief, a pretty big one. It's of a lion, and there's a bunch of asterisks, which are stars in there, showing that it's the zodiac sign of Leo, the lion. To get some perspective of this lion, this relief, the lion, the constellation Leo, look at the other reliefs that are located around it. There's some birds and other items, and I think that these other reliefs also are constellations. Now, to get some even more perspective, you'll notice that there's some bigger statues. These bigger statues are sitting above these other stone reliefs. Behind these bigger statues, you see the peak of a mountain. It almost looks like a cinder. Now let's get even some more perspective. Here's a virtual 3D representation of what some people think that all this looked like when it was brand new and not worn down. In the front there, it says the relief of Leo, and one of those slabs there is the relief of Leo. And behind that, up above, are some more of those huger statues. And then to the left in the upper right-hand corner, you'll see the cinder cone or mountain peak. In the background, you can see some mountains. To get some even more perspective, let's look at where Nemrud Dag is located. It's on the map here. You'll see Nemrud Dag in red, and you'll see that it's located in the ancient area of Turkey, which encompassed a whole bigger area. You'll notice I have on the upper right-hand corner the Noah's Ark. That's where I think Noah's Ark is located, and most people do. Mount Ararat's up there in the area of Armenia. In the lower right-hand corner, that's where I think the Magi were from. And then in the lower left-hand corner, you'll see the Mediterranean Sea. And just on the very south part of that is where the city of Jerusalem and Bethlehem, just below it, is located. Okay, so here's the stone relief text boxes showing the different items there. You'll see on the right-hand side the word moon. To the left of that is the crescent moon. You can see it. And above the crescent moon is the star Regulus. And we'll get into that later, how it fits in a Hebrew prophecy of Jesus, the Lion of Judah. And then you'll see the three asterisks on the upper left: Jupiter, Mars, and Mercury. And we know that's what they are because there's an inscription written in Greek, the translation of which scholars believe says that those three asterisks are the stars, are the planets, which are actually moving stars, called Jupiter, Mars, and Mercury. Now, remember the earlier parts of this series, Ancient Clues, and we talked about Zoroastrianism, and the prophecy. Remember an earlier part of this series on Ancient Clues that there was we talked about Zoroastrianism, and Zoroastrian, one of the prophecies involved three saviors that would be whose birth had to do something with being born in water and involved a virgin. Not saying that these three saviors were like God, save the world from their sins, but they didn't save the world. All of them saved some people from something. Moses, being one of the saviors, saved the Jews from slavery. And remember how he was found in an ark, a floating boat of reeds, by the princess Pharaoh, who was a virgin woman, and Noah, who was, and she named him Moses, whose name means brought forth from water. Noah, who I think was, remember earlier part said, showed that the first savior, I think, was Noah. And remember from the old cuneiform tablets that were found in Nineveh, his name, his ancient Sumerian name, was Zarathustra, which is the Greekified name is Zoroaster, and so Noah was the first of the three saviors in Zoroastrianism, and so Noah, Moses, and the last one was Jesus, who wasn't born in water per se, but he was baptized, in the river Jordan, and that's when he started his earthly ministry. So, okay, so back to Nemrud Nemrud Dag. The These carvings, these rock carvings, these statues, these inscriptions, these reliefs, they were built by at the command of Antiochus I, who's a king of a country called Commagne. Probably not saying that right, but he traced his lineage back to Darius I, who was like the king when Daniel was in captured in Babylon and Assyria, Persia. And he also, Antiochus I, traces his lineage back to Alexander the Great, who was, conquered the world and was Greek, and hence these stone inscriptions were in Greek, even though they were in the ancient land of Persia. Okay, so Antiochus I was living in the land of the Persians, which was the land of the Magi. He knew all about these prophecies, the Zoroastrian prophecies, and he was actually knew about these prophecies of the three saviors, and he was actually crowned king. They think during a special celestial event in which the three planets, Jupiter, Mars, and Mercury, were all lined up, and that event was July 3rd through 5th, 62 BC. There was a triple conjunction of Jupiter, Mercury, and Mars. Now, what's interesting is there was also another triple conjunction of these same three planets in August of 2 BC, which is the marking of the birth of our Savior Jesus. Now, another interesting thing is that one-year event, something really interesting happened in Rome, and I get this from Ernest Martin in his book, The Star That Astonished the World, which is talking about the Star of Bethlehem. And on page 4, he has comments about an event in 63 BC, which is like 1 year before the stone relief of 62 BC, where the triple conjunction occurred. And it says, Ernest Martin says, according to Julius Marathus, a personal confidant of Augustus Caesar, the Roman Senate in the year 63 BC ordered all boy babies to be killed who were born in that year because of prophetic dreams and astrological signs, celestial signs, suggested that a king of the Romans was to be born. Okay, so you can see that this is just real similar to what happened to Jesus when he was born. Herod killed all the babies 2 years old and under. And now I'd like to look at that star Regulus, which is in that relief of the stone lion. The star that's between, the lion's feet in the picture I showed. And this is a prophecy in Genesis 49, and it says, Judah is a lion's whelp from the prey, my son. Thou art gone up. He stooped down. He crouched as a lion, as a old lion. Who shall rouse him up? The scepter shall not depart from Judah, nor a lawgiver from between his feet, until Shiloh come, and unto him shall the gathering of the people be. So, you notice I have some red circles in this snippet from the Blue Letter Bible, and on the lower part of the Bible, this page, you'll notice that it says there's some Hebrew weird-looking letters, and then it says R-E-G-E-L, regel. That's Regulus that's the root word, and the Hebrew word written in, just as it appears in the Hebrew text, actually has a W at the end. So it's regular, from which we get our English word regulus. And then you'll notice it shows in the picture on the lower left-hand corner between his feet. So regular means between his feet. And so when you look at the relief of the lion and at the zodiac, the constellation Leo, you'll see that the star Regulus is where the 2 feet, lion's feet, meet together between his feet. And so we have in this verse prophecy of Judah and Regulus, and it says the scepter shall not depart. And so from Judah. And so what's happening in the celestial world 3 times in the year before Jesus' birth, that is in 3 BC, the Jupiter comes and circles Regulus, goes back, circles it again, circles it for the 3rd time. So that's again part of the chain of events, the celestial sign, Star of Bethlehem. Star of Bethlehem.